Hi friends, welcome to Aisha's DIY. We are designing a necklace with Sam's bead box. I have put together a pattern which I really like and I'm going to continue with that pattern. But first I'm going to design the center part. So I have here some 20 gauge is what I'm thinking. I have 20 gauge wire. I'm going to use my pliers to actually straighten this wire. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to cut about say 10 inches or so. I'm eyeballing it, I'm not measuring it. 1 feet is also good enough. I just don't want it to be less. Then what I'm going to do here is about say in the middle, doesn't have to be perfect, about say in the middle. I'm gonna put my round nose pliers and then make a bend. Just like so. And I'm adding this and seeing if I really like it or not. So I have here some 28 gauge wire. That what I did was I just put this in the middle right here, and then I'm gonna wrap it around these. Just a couple of wraps, and then I'm gonna wrap it around one of the wires. Sorry, I bumped the camera. But you can also use 24 gauge wire or even 26 gauge wire. I actually wanted 26 gauge. I think I ran out of it, so this is what I have. So just wrap around a bit and see if I put this bead, will it go on top of that or not. See that? It's not going on top. This is what I want. Just want a breathing space right there. Okay. And then what I'm going to go ahead and do is snip that wire off and tuck the tail in. Over here. I take this and put it in between the loop, and then bring it on top, and then let it I want this to go a little bit to one side of the loop, just like so. And then just tuck that in. So I have secured that part. Some small thread is there. I don't know why, how. There. So that's how this part is. And I want the wire to come this side as well. So what I'm going to do is again leave a short tail just like that. Hold it because you need a firm surface to hold that. So I would suggest put it into the loop and start coiling around the other part of the wire. Push it down and coil. Once you feel that it is the same distance as this guy on this side, then you can stop and snip this off. Okay, and the short tail that you have, I want to bring it around in the back and then coil it a little bit on this side. Now snip that off and tuck the tail in and press it down. This is what we have. So now I can add this bead right here and see if it goes on top of that or not, which it doesn't, which is what I want. So we can add 2 of these to the side and then oops, this won't go in. So what we can do is take a round nose pliers, bend this at 90 degrees and rotate that around. And I am making a wrapped loop. There we go. So snip that off and then you can tuck that tail in. A thinner wire at the bottom and thicker wire at the top. But so on the other side as well. make a loop. Once you're satisfied, go ahead and clip it off. I know it's a little bit more wire, but whenever you're designing on the fly, you will not know how much wire you need. So I want the center to be like this. I don't want this to be we need to secure this a bit. I don't want this to be, I don't want this to be not firm. I want this to be firm. So that's why I have this. So I'm happy with that. Now I have to attach this and these two. So maybe we will go down a bit. I have here some 24 gauge wire, which I'm gonna try and put it inside this. Now it's fitting. I want to do is a wrap loop. Before doing that, I will add it to this and hold on and wrap this around. If you have a little bit of a tail, then your wraps will be consistent and nice and easy to do rather than having a short one. Snip that off, push that bead right there, and then again a wrap loop. I like to work with the spool so that I don't waste any wire, because wires are the one which we don't get any deals at all. It becomes really expensive if you're not working for a company or so. You cannot afford on your own. So I really like this. And then even if it goes like this, it looks good. So that's that. I'm gonna take one more here and then design this. Hi friends, welcome back. And I have finished this side by knotting. So let me tell you guys, I used 0.8 millimeter Chinese knotting cord for this, and I had 2 feet and I have plenty of cord left, actually 1 feet more. So it is not necessary to have 2 feet, but I will have at least 1.5 feet right there, just to be on the safer side. So I take this cord, one end of the cord, and put it in here. So I'm going to keep it this way. This is how I like to do it. Okay, just leave a little bit of a tail. Take a tube, or in my case I'm using a piece of straw. Keep it on top of this. This is a barrel knot that we are going to make. Keep it on top of this, and then the bigger, longer cord that we have, do it 3 times, and then take this and insert it through the loop from the bottom, or from the middle of the necklace. It's coming out, but it's not staying out. Here we go. So take all of this and then slowly remove the straw as well. So now you have the knot. Okay, slowly, steadily just hold the knot in your hand, push and pull, I mean roll and pull, roll and pull, just like that, gently towards our wire. So once you have it, that's what is a barrel knot. So tighten that up nicely. Nice and tight. And then you can snip this off and burn that short tail. With the help of a lighter. So that's done. Now our cord is attached to our necklace and we have a pretty knot right there, as you guys can see. Now is the time to melt this in so that we can put our beads inside nice and easy. So you have a tapering tail right there, and then go ahead and sometimes it might be a little bit tough. I will try and do it with a thin piece of wire or so. It's not going actually. Let me see what I can do. This is a thicker piece of wire. If there is any debris inside, maybe it will not go. So now again I will try. It's not going beyond this point. You can use a bead reamer and make this hole bigger as well. If this is not going to work, that's what I'm going to do, because it's important that mine goes through this, otherwise my design will flop. Now I have the bead inside. So all I need to do now is take the cord, wrap it around my finger, go through the loop, and then take that. This is an overhand knot. I'm hand knotting. I have several videos on my channel how to do hand knotting, but I will tell in this as well. So one knot. After that, this 8mm two-sided jet black and golden bead that we got from the box, I'm using that as well. Add that, and then again do the same thing. There we go. Then again I have added this bead, as you guys can see. So the direction is also important. There is two ways. Okay, now is the fun part again. Okay, this is also, the hole is notoriously blocked. Let's see. I need to melt this end again. What I did was I took a needle, this is size 10 beading needle, and just inserted the needle through the bead. You can also help the needle with the help of the pliers. Insert it. Then once you have that, remove the needle off and then pull the cord. There we go. Again, a knot. Maybe I don't know how much I had, 4 feet or what. This seemed to be very less. I will tell you guys exactly how much I need at the end of the project. Again, I'm adding an 8mm. So I'm following a pattern. I'm using the red square beads that we got from the box as an alternating bead in this, and I'm gonna do this much distance. I'll come back and then we'll attach the pendant. So the cube beads, it's a dark red color. I thought it's going to be red, black and gold for this necklace. I first thought of using these beads, but this blue color is a little bit of a contrast for me. For some reason this is not going through most of the beads. I don't know, I wonder why. Try another bead. There we go. There it is. So all we are doing is adding the bead, wrapping it around your fingers and going through your loop and grabbing that end of the tail. And see how I do this? And transferring the loop to your right index finger, and you can see there's a small bump on the top. Keep this tight between your index finger and your thumb and pull that. There's your knot. And I will alternate this and finish this and come back. So I figured out a way to attach cord like this, as you guys can see here. It doesn't take much of an attention here, but there is this that will also make this asymmetrical. And this one a little bit longer, just a tad bit longer. So I'm going to try and match that here as well. So here is our necklace right now. At this point I want to do the closure first, so I will get my naughty do it all. You can tape it to the table or use macrame board, whichever you have available, you can use those. And then set this up for a short macrame. We don't want a long one, so I just have a piece which is say about 8 to 10 inches. 8 inches is more than enough. Put it underneath, do your square knots. Actually 3 square knots is more than enough to hold our necklace, but let's see how much I get. The macrame square knots are the basic ones, and you can do so many necklaces, bracelets with those. If you are not aware of it, please go ahead and watch basic macrame square knots tutorial from my channel, and you will get all the basic knots and how to do it. It's very simple and easy, and it's also very useful. And I'm done. This much is enough for me. So I'm just going to take this off and pull these two down. I think I have tightened it way too much. There we go. Once you do a couple of times, then it will get loose. So anyways, snip this off. And melt the ends. Just like that. And these ones ready to add a bead at the end. Tie a knot. I did choose the cube bead. Doesn't matter which one you choose, whichever one you have left over from the project, you can use them. I'm making the knot at the same distance that I did with the other one. Almost the same. Doesn't have to be exact, but same is pretty good. And then burn the edges and roll it. Do the same here too. Our closure is done. Now we come to the center. I want to do some wire wraps as I told you guys, and I want to move these a little bit so that I can have a clear picture of how my necklace looks there. There we go. And then I can do this. It looks cute. I can do this, which I don't like it. I really like this one, and I wanted this fan bead per se to come here. I like this, but if I use the fan bead, we have only pairs, right? Only two of the black beads, and I won't have anything for earrings, which I don't want to do that. I want to introduce a black, so I'm just going to go with this. Let's do this. First of all, I want to check whether this 20 gauge wire goes through this or not. There we go. I have a scrap wire, which is perfect. And I'm gonna make a wrap loop here. Doesn't have to be a wrap loop. Basic loop should be more than enough. But I really like wrap loops. And I'm gonna slip this inside here before I wrap it around. There we go. Hold it like this. After that, take your wire cutters, snip off that excess wire. Now take this. I like to do this upside down, so I get a clear view of where I'm going. There we go. And adjust these if you want to. This is the time you do all the adjustments before you put the bead on. Now I shall put the bead on. Maybe this side. Yes. Now I bend this wire, make a big loop. There we go. So that's done. Now I have to add this one and this one. I can add just like that, or I can leave space and do it. Actually, I want to do some wraps around here if I can. So what I will do here is, let's see, let's take some 24 gauge wire. Which came out of the spool. Okay, anyways, we are going to use it. So I'm gonna go ahead and take about, say, 8 inches. Of thread. I'm gonna again insert this in here, and then wrap it around this loop. There we go. You don't have to do this, but I am just bringing the element of wrapping that we did in the first place, but with 28 gauge wire, and this is 24. So it's a little bit tough, but I like it. And then snip off that excess one. and position the wrap on the side. Squish that. So we have this now. I'm ready to add these small truck beads, 4mm, the same one as the 8mm. I'm seeing if this looks good, or I can even add these. This looks good nevertheless, but let's just add that and see how it is. I could have done this beforehand, I want to string a couple more beads to have the exact picture of what it looks like and how it will pan out here. I kind of like them. So what I do is I just take this wire and wrap it around on top of the wrap that we already did. Just once is enough. And then maybe twice, just to be on the safer side. Straighten your wire up and see how it holds. I string in more beads for the other side. One, two, three, four, five. Okay, now we have to wrap it here. I know it's a long wire, we don't need this much wire, but it's okay. I didn't know what I was exactly planning to do, so it's better to have a little bit more wire than less. So there we go, one wrap, and it was better actually to wrap it with a long wire. Take your pliers and that's 2 wraps. 3 or 4 wraps should be enough. Exactly how much we did the other side. That's exactly what we want. There we go, that looks pretty. Long wire is much better. Now all you need to do is snip that off, tuck the tail in, and here is our pendant so far. So far looking good. I really like it. Now what we are going to do is we are going to make the dangle, and as I said, I can make a dangle like this or like that. I like this better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the 24 gauge wire only, and I'm going to make a small loop in the end, just like so. And then probably make a spiral, a small spiral. You don't have to do it, but this is not the pliers that you want to do it with. Use your chain nose pliers and then making a small loop right there, and then straighten that wire up. Okay, now we have our bead right there. Okay, now I want to leave a considerable distance right there. See this? Just like that, and then make a wrap loop. Add that loop into this loop. See, this is open a little bit. Make sure it's completely closed. There we go. And hold on to that. Just 2 wraps, and then take this one and go around that bead, and then do a couple of wraps here. See how I made a lot of wraps here? It looks kind of pretty in my opinion. Rather than cutting it off and throwing that away, I can make like a spiral on top as well. I really like how to work with 24 gauge wire. It's my favorite wire. You can make so many things out of it. There you go. So this is what I came up with. It doesn't have to be the same for your necklace too, but have this as an inspiration to make this knotted necklace. Very pretty, not much, but it involves a couple of techniques, and I really like the way it turned out to be. It's more art deco in my opinion. I hope you guys like this too. If you do, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, don't forget to hit the bell icon for notification. I do upload videos couple of times a week. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good day and bye.